Well, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be going over prominent Silicon Valley investor Naval doesn't think Bitcoin goes to 3K again. This is pretty interesting to get Naval's opinion because he's a pretty smart guy overall. Now, Neo Foundation teases surprising Neo3 features, file storage, and digital identity. On this, we went over Filecoin on one of yesterday's videos, and basically, this is kind of Neo's kind of I don't know if they're competing with them. We'll read the article and get the exact words, but it does similar stuff to Filecoin, these new Neo updates in terms of storage and digital identity. So that's pretty interesting. We'll also go over some prices, the fear and greed index, things like that. We'll also go over a professional gamer betting on crypto chooses to receive entire salary in XRP, which is pretty insane. He's part of the SBI Esports. And as you know, or as you may not know, SBI is a bank in Japan who is very heavily invested and a very big advocate for XRP. We also have institutions take record bullish bets in Bitcoin futures, shrugging off exchange missteps. So if you guys are excited for the video, drop it a like, and I'm just going to go ahead and get right into it. So the legendary venture capitalist investor Naval Ravikant recently took to the Tim Ferriss Show, an extremely popular podcast about business and self-betterment. The angel investor who has funded companies such as Twitter and Uber proceeded to spend lots of time to discuss Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Tim Ferriss, I thought this was pretty interesting. So a tweet, Tim Ferriss says you have to be willing to start from scratch. You have to be willing to hit the reset and go back to zero. So, right, guys, remember I always say look for the same weird coincidental language, right? And here they are talking about a reset, right? We all know about the Great Reset at this point. So when asked about how well he thinks Bitcoin and crypto have performed with the CV19 crisis, the AngelList co-founder said he thinks that this space did and it didn't fail the litmus test that is the macroeconomic crisis. He says Bitcoin didn't go to $100,000 as everybody fled the US dollar, but that shows you how resilient the dollar is and how far we are from losing global reserve currency status. But at the same time, it didn't collapse either, you know? It didn't go down. It went down briefly as people needed cash to meet various margin calls and loans, but overall stayed very stable. He added that with an increasing number of users and institutional adopters, he doesn't think Bitcoin will ever hit 3,000 again, or at least in his lifetime. Yeah, guys, I think, unless we get something that is, worse than what we experienced back in March, I think it's going to be very hard for any type of news like that to bring Bitcoin down to a valuation of $3,000. As Naval says, we have an increase in institutional adoption. I would also say that the sentiment now is a lot better than what it is back then, even though we are in fear now, right? Well, not necessarily in fear. If we look at our fear and greed index, we're in slight greed, right? We're in 55, but we were in fear just not too long ago. And even in that fear, where's the Bitcoin price right now? The Bitcoin price is at 11,000. So it's 11,000 Bitcoin isn't a bearish looking figure when you're looking at it. In fact, most people seeing 11,000, they get bullish. We've had a pullback now, so people are a little bit uncertain, but it's always those same uncertain people, right? It's always the dumb money who is just, on a roller coaster of emotions at all times. So we have to kind of expect that. He elaborated that he specifically sees Paul Tudor Jones' entrance as massive for Bitcoin. Jones is a billionaire hedge fund manager, widely regarded to be one of the world's best macro investors. So each one of these people comes and validates it. Paul Jones validates it for other hedge fund managers. Hedge fund managers validated it for sovereign wealth funds, and sovereign wealth funds will validate it for central banks. Now on DeFi, a focus of his talk was on Bitcoin, but he did take some time to mention DeFi. He said that he sees the DeFi space as more of a way to defy the government. He says they're building a decentralized Wall Street. They call it DeFi, DEFI for decentralized finance, but I actually think it's more like a defy as just defy the government. And so I think we're seeing a whole new casino that's better than Wall Street. Ravikant went on to highlight how stablecoins have been strong adoption in recent weeks, as those that want to participate in DeFi don't want to take on the volatility of these cryptocurrencies. Yeah, we've been talking about stablecoins for the past couple of videos, guys. As we know, they're going to be increase with popularity and increase with the amount of people using them. He noted that while stablecoins make fundamental sense in that they allow you to hedge against the risks of a rapidly moving Bitcoin or Ethereum, there may be a cost using stablecoins. He said there's no free lunch, so what does that cost? And so one cause is fraud risk, where people suspect this of Tether, right? And basically what he's pointing out there is all of that magic Tether printing, right, that comes out of nowhere. But anyways, guys, that is Naval Ravikant and why he thinks Bitcoin won't go to $3,000 again. And I honestly have to say, I think I agree with him. At the very least, I don't think we will make a new macro lower low again. I think the low that we put in back at the $3,000 range was the bottom. I don't think we will be back down there to make a new low or even to test that region again. I think we've already tested it. We know that there's massive buyer support down there. And yeah, I think the world just needs to keep on turning, and Bitcoin's going to do its thing, right? Bitcoin is going to do its thing. Now, moving on, we have the Neo Foundation teases surprising Neo3 features, file storage, and digital identity. Make sure if you guys are enjoying the video, drop it a like. So Neo3 promises to provide file storage and digital identity, though the demand is questionable. So in an open letter to the Neo community members, the Neo Foundation reflected on the past 4 years of activity and teased their plans for the future. Neo3, the third iteration of their smart contract enabled blockchain, which will support file storage and DID, digital or decentralized identity features. Neo has enjoyed a strong year, having successfully launched a cross-chain interoperability product in collaboration with Ontology and Switcheo. Additionally, the self-styled smart economy platform's foray into the summer DeFi craze was similarly successful. The joint Binance and Neo effort, Flamingo Finance, peaked at over 1.5 billion in their mint rush yield farming vault product. Ahead of their success with interoperability and DeFi, the foundation's letter turned to future developments, teasing the forthcoming features which would take Neo3 in a pair of surprising new directions. As we said, guys, file storage, decentralized identity features. They're naming them Neo FS and Neo ID. The market has demonstrated a decidedly mixed appetite for file storage on the blockchain. Filecoin, which is the coin we covered yesterday, Filecoin, another data storage centered product whose Phil token went live October 15th, rallied violently to the tune of 118% prior to an equally savage dump of nearly 80% from the all-time highs. Digital or decentralized identity blockchain products have also seen stemmed adoption. While identity on the blockchain presents a clear use case, no one project has yet broken mainstream. The Neo Foundation wrote that they hope these features will lead to greater adoption across the space. They wrote that together with vast new features and enhancements in system security and performance, Neo3 will surely become the ideal next-gen internet infrastructure for mass adoption. So that's pretty interesting, guys. We had that Filecoin drop, and now we have Neo launching, or at least saying that they want to launch their Neo3, their future version of Neo, which is going to support basically similar things as to Filecoin. And I'm sure that the competition in this space for this specific use case is probably going to spread, right? It seems like, it doesn't almost seem to you guys as though we're kind of in like a gold rush. I don't know how you guys see it, but it almost feels like to me as if it's almost like a gold rush out there, right? And if one coin is doing something that is very successful, other coins, other projects, especially probably other projects that aren't really, they're not moving forward as the team expected them to, they're going to try to, let's take some notes from them, right? Let's try out some of that. Let's add some of those types of features. And it probably works, right? As we know, anything with DeFi now, people buy into it. Anything with certain buzzwords, people buy into it, because a lot of times people are just buying into the book by only looking at the cover, right? They're judging these books by their cover, and they're not going through the contents. They're not going through the white papers. They're not doing their research, and then many of these projects end up being, not what they all claim to be. Anyways, I don't know how we got off on that. If you guys are enjoying the video, make sure you drop it a like and subscribe to the Digital Investor channel. You get a video like this daily going over Bitcoin, altcoins, and everything going on in the crypto space to keep you up to date. Again, you can subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I upload. Our crypto prices for today, we have Bitcoin moving up slowly but surely. We are at 11,450. Ethereum is also up in the green at 375, XRP at 24 cents, Bcash 249, Chainlink 1081, Cardano at 10 cents. We have a $47 Litecoin. Litecoin's a little bit down. So it looks like some of these coins are in the green, and then the other half of these coins are basically in the red. We have a 255 EOS, Monero at 121, Tron at 2.5 cents, Stellar at 8 cents. Stellar looks like it's up pretty well, up 4% on the 7-day. nice looking trend change going on. Fear and greed index for today, we're in greed at 55. Yesterday we were in greed at 56. Last week 55, and last month was the last time we were in neutral at 49. So to me, it looks like we're teetering back and forth between neutral and low fear and neutral and low greed. We'll see what happens. I think obviously a breakout will send people's emotions into the next the next cycle, I guess you could say. Now, professional gamer betting on crypto chooses to receive his entire salary into what? In XRP. The high-profile gamer Kengo Suzuki has signed a contract with SBI Esports and will be paid wholly in XRP instead of the Japanese yen. SBI says that Ken has officially joined the newly established Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, the SSBU division of SBI Esports, the gaming arm of financial giant SBI Holdings. The professional gamer confirmed his participation in the SBI Esport team in a Twitter post highlighting his choice to receive his entire salary in XRP. SBI Holdings announced that its esports team will be sponsored by its crypto trading venture SBI VC Trade Company. As part of the sponsorship deal, esports professional players like Ken can opt to receive their salary in Ripple's native asset XRP. The Japanese financial giant has been a staunch Ripple investor since 2016 and has since been an active promoter of XRP. The company established SBI Esports back in June, through which it plans to operate a professional esports team, develop partnerships with local and international companies, and promote brand awareness. This isn't the first piece of news that we've seen where a person decides to take salary in a digital asset, right? I think we saw somebody on the NBA, I don't know who, but I think there was definitely a basketball player. You can probably look this up, and if any of you do look it up, feel free to leave it in the comments below. There was a basketball player who decided to take his contract in some cryptocurrency. I think it was Bitcoin, but it might have been a different currency. Obviously, this gamer, since he's going into the SBI Esports team, as we know, SBI is a big promoter, a big investor of XRP. They want to see it succeed. So I'm sure most of the people on this team are probably going to opt for XRP because they're getting their advice from SBI, who's employing them, who's a bank. I mean, I don't know, if I was a gamer working for a gaming division of a bank like SBI, I think I'm going to listen to whatever investment advice SBI gives me. But yeah, I think this gamer taking salary in XRP, maybe he doesn't even really know what XRP is, right? He might just be like, okay, I'm going to take this asset. Does this guy even know the fortune he's going to be sitting on? That would be pretty funny. But nonetheless, just another domino falling, right? Just like with the big three companies that bought into crypto, MicroStrategy, Square, Stone Ridge, I think those dominoes falling are going to be just like this, of people choosing to take their salaries in digital currencies, because it's just going to be a better option. It's just going to be overall the better, smarter, more logical thing to do. More people are going to come to that conclusion over the years. Now, let's wrap this up. So institutions take record bullish bets in Bitcoin futures, shrugging off exchange missteps. So institutional investors increased long positions by over 9% in the week ended on October 13th. The cryptocurrency's price reached multi-week highs above 11,700 during the 7 days to October 1st, confirming a breakout on technical charts. BTC's recent resilience to several exchange-related issues may have given institutions the confidence to increase their bullish bets. The cryptocurrency remained largely bid above 10,000 earlier this month, despite news of the KuCoin exchange hack and U.S. regulators bringing criminal and civil charges against BitMEX. So remember that, guys. We did cover both of that. The KuCoin exchange hack, which I do want to put out a little update on that. KuCoin is, for the most part, functioning again. I don't know if all of their wallets are back and open, but my wallets, because as I told you guys, I had some crypto on KuCoin and I have since been able to move it off, buy, sell. I've been able to do pretty much everything. Again, there might be a few wallets that aren't ready yet, but all the wallets for crypto that I had, they were ready to be moved, and I was able to move them, I think maybe about a week ago at this point. So had these events happened last year, the bearish impact on Bitcoin's price would have been much greater, said the CEO of CF Benchmarks. I think, I definitely think so. If the KuCoin exchange hacked plus the BitMEX, you know how that FUD really gets to people. I think it would have affected the market way worse, especially because of where was everybody mentally. Mentally, everybody was like, Bitcoin, this is the end of the world. It's going to be banned. It's going to be, gone. This was stupid. That was everybody's mindset back then. The derivatives market is now less dependent on exchanges like BitMEX and OKEX than a year ago. And in September of 2019, the two exchanges accounted for over 70% of the global BTC derivatives open interest. That number has now dropped to 40%. So every day, guys, every day we look at the crypto news, we look at what's going on in the space, and we are confirmed that this is probably one of the best investments that we can be in our lifetime, right? I just honestly, guys, being able to take part of this upcoming bull cycle, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna enjoy it. I know you guys are gonna enjoy it too. We're gonna be here every single day covering the entire bull market. I think that's a really cool goal as well. That's a goal I've set for myself. Every day I want to upload a video covering this entire journey, to Bitcoin possibly hitting a six-figure mark, but all of these coins, going through their bull cycles. And we'll be here to experience it through and through. So with that said, hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you drop it a like. And if you want to see tomorrow's video, then make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified. And feel free to take a look at any of our past videos. My most recent video, this goes over the shortage on Bitcoin that is coming. Highly recommend you guys go and check that out. The previous video on that was what is ALTCOIN. We also went over some Stellar news, some Ripple and XRP news. So go ahead and check those out. With that said, I'll see you all on the next video. Have a great day, everybody.